Missing a drum. No. Just gonna wait another minute or so. See if any more people tune in. Uja, do it for tuning in. Just waiting a few minutes to see if anyone else is gonna tune in. Uja. Uja to you on YouTube. Just taking a few deep breaths. Inhaling, allowing the abdominal area to expand. Inhaling all the way to the crown, to the eek. And exhale, allowing the abdominal area to contract. That's almost touching the spine. Another deep inhalation. And exhale. And one more. And exhale. All right. Uja. Uja is how we say greetings, salutations. And these are the hands in the dua posture, the dua pose. It means adorations, greetings, thank you. You can say dua, you can say Hotep, you can say Uja. So I'm greeting you. Welcome to tonight's edition of Ancient African Adorations. By the way, these are pinhole glasses if you see me wearing them. They're not sunglasses. They have holes in them that force your eyes to focus rather than simply magnifying what you're looking at. Things seem really good. So I use them for reading. Welcome to tonight's edition of Ancient African Adorations, where we're following the Neterian calendar of holy days. And tonight we are honoring the day for, is it a festival? Festival? Yeah, I guess they're all festivals. Festival of when Aset rejoices upon finding the body of Asar. And this week is, in other traditions or other calendars, each day represents a different time when she's found another one of the body parts. If you've been following the story, after Asar had been closed in a coffin and shipped up the Nile, and a tree grew around him, and Aset went and found him and brought him home. That's what we're celebrating tonight, when she discovers Asar, when she finds Asar. Then she brings him home and brings him back to life with the help of her sister, of course. And they make love and conceive the child Heru. And when Set realizes this is what happens, then he tears the body apart. And Aset has to go and find the pieces. And so we observed those two events. And so today we're honoring the time when Aset rejoiced upon finding the body. So we have to remember, not only are these like physical ancestors, spiritual lineage ancestors, they're also cosmic forces of nature. And Aset represents the divine intuition, And Asar represents the soul, or the universal soul, who is born into eternity when the body dies. And so Aset is, after grieving the death of Asar and the loss of Asar and lamenting over what has happened, today we honor the time when she rejoiced, when she celebrated. Even though he was dead, she was still happy to find him and bring him to eternal life. And that is describing when our soul is cut into pieces or thrown into chaos or torn asunder by egoism, either our own egoism or egoism in others or those in our environment. So that's what we're really celebrating tonight. Is that a comment? Okay. So that's what we're really celebrating tonight, is when our soul is brought back together, when we're unified and whole and at peace after going through adversity or trauma or drama or anything that can cause, a dark night of the soul. Okay, so let's begin with our opening chant. And before reading from the Purdah Haru, we're instructed to recite opening chants, opening prayers. And I have this one chant that came through me that combines all three forces. And then since we're dealing with Asar, we'll offer a chant to Asar. So this one, the first one, is Om Nebuchadnezzar Capital Asar Om. And Nebuchadnezzar is the all-encompassing divinity, the all-embracing spirit who pervades all, is the essence of all, who thought the breath, who thought creation into being. And the way Nebuchadnezzar thought creation into being was by coming forth first, as Kepler. Looks like my phone did not charge. So I'm going to have to take it off with a nice speaker. Hopefully it will continue to charge. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Charging this. Okay, it's charging. Okay, Uja, do of her joining in. I'm having some challenges with the phone, so let's see here. Okay, let's try this. Uja, hey Tuan for tuning in. Having a little challenges with the technology right now. Just getting ready to start with some music. I'm going to have to turn it this way. Yeah. Okay. Every time I say okay, I'm not going to say okay this time. All right. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kepler sorrow. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kepler sorrow. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kepler sorrow. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kebla 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 sorrow. Nebuchadnezzar Kebla sorrow. Om Nebuchadnezzar kept us our own. Let me read the translation first. This room is big and the space here is tiny. Okay, so this is the Purdue Maru by Dr. Mwada Ashby, compiled by Dr. Mwada Ashby. This is the 10th anniversary edition. I wonder what anniversary they are now. Okay. Right, so, Adorations to Asar Unifer, Divinity Great, Personality in the Heart of Abdu, King of Eternity, Lord of Forever, Traveling for Eternities. In form raised he, Son primary of body of Nut, engendered by Geb, Master Lord of the Uret crown, exalted white crown, Prince of gods and goddesses and people. You are Asar, Unifer, Netra, Hero Abdu, Sutin Hey, Neb Shetaut, Sebebi Hey, to Asar, Unifer, Netra, to Asar, Unifer, Netra, to Asar, Imha'el, Sadep, Inkatnut, Utet, and Geb, Arpatneb, to Asar, Unifer, Netra, to Asar, Unifer, Netra, to Asar, Radio. So the first part of that Hekau learned from Dr. Muada Ashby, and then I added the other verses from the prayer, offering prayer. And then the second part is a song we learned from Ua Tim from Temple of Amun. Okay. So usually I have teachings to share about the holiday. And for this day, November 14th, where we celebrate Aset rejoicing when she finds the body of Asar, I only found references to the actual holiday. I did not find any teachings other than the hymn to Aset, which is located, which I found in the Sorry and Resurrection, African Religions, Volume 4. I'm going to move this again. I hope it's still charging. Let's make sure. It is not still charging. There we go. And I take time. I'm not sure how long this is going to last. Okay, there we go. I appreciate you being here. Okay, it's a little awkward, but okay. So this is called a hymn to Aset from ancient Egyptian relief, 2400 to 1400 BC. Now, what would you say? Now in the Louvre. I was trying to think of something to say about it, but I'm just going to say now in the Louvre. There is a lot of discussion about them returning indigenous artifacts, so hopefully Kemet will be on that list. Hell, this is just so bizarre. Okay, there we go. O benevolent Aset, who protected her brother Asar, who searched for him without wearying, who traversed the land in mourning and never rested until she had found him. She who afforded him shadow with her wings and gave him air with her feathers, who rejoiced and carried her brother home. She who revived what was faint for the weary one, who received his seed and conceived an heir, and who nourished him in solitude while no one knew where he was. I am your sister Aset. There is no other god or goddess who has done what I have done. I played the part of a man, although I am a woman, to let your name live on earth, for your divine seed was in my body. Okay. All right, so let's have the speech of Aset. Okay. Okay, we're going to put it back like this. It sure is interesting. Uh-oh. Needed everything. This is quite the journey today. Technology. Okay. Now we're going to have a speech of Aset. And I'm going to read the translation first. These words are spoken by Aset. I come to you in a role as your protector. I blow from me to you the liberating and rejuvenating air from the north, with fullness of consciousness, which clears your nose to the nostrils for your body. This air comes in the form of the god Temu, who is in the north, which is the spirit essence of Ra, the source and sustenance of all life, and the successful completion of the spiritual journey. I have collected the pieces of your throat for you so you can breathe and live. I pieced your throat back together and cleared obstructions to the air from Temu that conveys the vital life force. So now you have the capacity to experience unobstructed vitality. Now you do not have internal obstructions to existing as a conscious living being. I have given to you the capacity to exist in the form of a god, and in your presence I present to you your enemies, which have fallen under your feet. So now you do not have external obstructions to existing in your divine form. By doing these things, I, the goddess of intuition and wisdom, the embodiment of wisdom, have caused for you to have a divine state in heaven over which you have power and dominion, and all the gods and goddesses behold you. Right. Meditayanas, ayunam sake, unin nakenafu, if it can make you do, and sherry apuke, marching to move, taking IMK, hachi apuke, Eddie in the MK in the chair, give to you care, give to Tabby K, Sema keru, Kaya puts it to, Anet. Neterian asked, are you insecure? Holding my kenafu, if we can make it do. And Sherry Afuke, Perjim to move. Zekin I and K, Hachi Afuke, Eddie in the NMK Neter, give to you care, give to Debbie K, say Makeru, Kim Utsetu, Maneteru. Hotep. Dua Aset, the speech of Aset. Alrighty. I don't know if you've had a chance to observe Sirius rising in the sky. I'm having some trouble with this. Sirius is rising, and she is preceded by Asar, by Orion. You can see Orion's belt, the stars in Orion's belt pointing to Sirius. And so the next song I wanted to offer is a song for Sirius. The Kemetic name for Sirius is AstMaataJi, or also the Greek name is Sothis, and it's associated with the goddess Aset. So thank you for tuning in. We are honoring the celebration when Aset rejoices when she finds the body of Asar, according to the Neterian calendar of the holy days. So Dua Subdue means adorations to subdue, to Sirius. Uben Nefer means beautiful rising. And then Dua Aset, adorations to goddess Aset. Muta Rekab, mother of divine wisdom, wisdom of the heart. And Sirius culminates on December 31st at midnight. And this is the origin of the holiday celebrated in the West as New Year's Eve. So I have here a sistrum and cymbals. Do us up to Uben Nifar. 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 Do Aset Mutaraka. Do Aset Mutaraka. Do Aset Mutaraka. Do Aset Mutaraka. Do a subdue Uben Nifar. 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 Do Aset Mutaraka. Do Aset Mutaraka. Do Aset Mutaraka. Do Aset Mutaraka. Do a subdue Uben Nifar. 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 That's out of Sirius rising. And to adorations to goddess Aset, the mother of divine wisdom, the mother of the wisdom of the heart. Okay. Okay. The next song I'm going to offer is called Erdi Necht, and it's based on teachings from the Temple of Aset, Temple of Shetaut at Sema Institute, Kemet University. So I'm going to read the translation first. And these teachings are taken from lectures by Sema, Dr. Mata Ashby, AstMaataJi, Dr. Karen Ashby, on the teachings of Sage AmetElMaat, Hotep. Okay, so Ahet Atenu means this is a prayer, a supplication to the Aten, the divine manifesting as the dynamic power of spirit, as the life-giving sun. Erdinect Ujat Sanab. O divine self, grant to me, your humble servant and devoted adoree, the spiritual strength well-being, and health to provide for my earthly needs and for a successful life. This prayer for living well and being for living well being and for living well and being a silent person. Let me interrupt here. The previous song is available online on Spotify and YouTube and your favorite music platforms. And this song is currently only available on my Bandcamp page. The Bandcamp page has songs that have not been taken into the studio yet. So these are songs just like songwriter versions of songs. And next section, Ban Ban, all acts against Ma'at, Ban Ban, actions against Ma'at. And Ban, B-A-N, means to ban. So it's not a play on words, it's an actual translation. And so it means actions against Ma'at. Bad actions against Ma'at. Ban means bad, not ban. You want to ban the bad actions against Ma'at. So ban, actions against Ma'at. You want to ban the bad actions against Ma'at. Then we have Keraru Set, which means Set's tempest, which is from chapter 7, verse 18. And then we have Set sheds crocodile tears, Mashani mesh, crocodile agitation, which is chapter 7, verse 18. So the crocodile represents the ego. And when we're upset about something, that's our ego that's upset. It's not our royal personality, our higher self. And so what I've learned how to do is just laugh when I see myself shedding crocodile tears, just to know that it's just my ego, it's just a phase, and it's going to be okay. So these are steps that can lead you, that will lead you to enlightenment if you will follow them. And then Dua Aset, the storm calmer, Dua Aset, the crocodile tamer. And that's all I'm going to share for now. This part is about Aset. We're celebrating Aset. We're celebrating her rejoicing for finding Asar, and we're celebrating our intuition, healing our soul, putting us back together so that we can live in enlightenment. Have a sip of water. Again, if you have any comments or questions, just leave them in the chat room. Or for those of you watching the replay, just leave it in the comment section. Let me just check in. Okay. Ahet atenu, ahet atenu, erdine ujatsane, erdine ujatsane, ahet atenu. Ahet atenu, erdine ujansene, erdine ujansene, erdine Bujatsana, Erdine, Bujatsana. Ban, ban all acts against mine. Ban, ban actions against mine. Ban, ban all acts against mine. Ban, ban actions against mine. Rause, sets tempest. Rause, sets tempest. Sheds crocodile tears. Sheds crocodile tears. The shanty mess, the shanty mess, the shanty mess, the shanty mess. To our Aset, the storm calmer. To our Aset, crocodile tamer. Look, I said, the storm calmer. Look, I said, crocodile tamer. Ban, ban, AstMaataJi. 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 Ahet Tatenu, Ahet Tatenu, Ahet Tatenu, Ahet Tatenu, Erdine, Bujatsane, Erdine, Bujatsane, Erdine, Bujatsane, Erdine, Bujatsane. Good tip. Now I'm going to close out with another song of celebration. And this one is taken from the Purdom Haru series, where he's translating it and giving the trilateral translation. And this is the, this isn't one of those translations. This is, let me see. This is the book on the priests and priestesses of ancient Kemet. And I believe it is a passage written or translated by, let's see exactly what it is. Plutarch. Let me just see exactly what it is. Okay, yeah, this is Egypt Mysteries, Volume 3, The Priests and Priestesses of Ancient Egypt by Dr. Wada Ashby. And a few years ago, some of the temple members gave me a list of ideas for songs. It's taken me a while to get to the list, through the list. And someone challenged me to write a song called The Benefits of a Spiritual Life and the Immeasurable Joy of Those Who Serve as Priests and Priestesses. So I bought the book and I said, okay, well, I'm going to read the whole book, and then, whatever my notes are, I will. That's usually what it is. I take notes on teachings, and then that turns into a song. Little did I know that that is a section of chapter 4. That's actually the title of chapter 4, The Benefits and Immeasurable Joys of Being Priests and Priestesses. And so tonight we're honoring when Aset rejoiced when she found the body of Asar. And as I mentioned earlier, I did not find scripture references to that other than the holiday itself and the passage from African Religion, Volume 4, about the prayer, the hymn to Aset. So anyway, as you can see, here's the chapter 4, and the song that I'm going to offer is from this paragraph. I think it's like the first half of the paragraph. And this is the text from the temple. Oh, here we go. The temple of Heru at Edfu, conveys the feeling of those who tread the path of the clergy. It is unsurpassed by any other endeavor. Highlighted here is the exaltation born of surrender to God, knowing that all is in God's hands, so there's no need for worry or strife. All that is needed is to live off of God's offerings and to serve God, being a divine instrument, doing the work of the divine in peace. And that is truly the goal of life for someone, that's on, like they say, on the path of the clergy. I'm on the path of a chantress, who's a singing musician, a singing priestess. So I'm actually like going through my own initiation. Okay. So here's one more thing I wanted to add about, or wanted to read about this, about key points or highlights of having this lifestyle. Freedom from ignorance, doing the festival, making the common offerings again and again, unceasingly, are important disciplines to purify the heart and mind, to keep steady on the path. These offerings that are given to the divine, where do they come from? The offerings come from the ordinary people who support the temple. Okay. Well, since it says it's from the temple at Edfu, how about I play the harp that I got at Edfu? Which is this one right here. Beautiful. It's got camel, and it's shaped in a lotus. It's got some pyramids at the bottom, and then it's got crocodiles on the handles. Ooh, need to be tuned. This harp never is tuned the same way. Like right now, it's not tuned at all. I don't think that's going to make it. It changes with the weather too. There we go. There we go. Happy are they who celebrate your majesty, O great God. Happy are they who serve your temple continuously. We are the ones who elevate your power. We are the ones who exalt your grandeur. We are the ones whose hearts are filled by you. We are the ones who go on your path. The ones that came on your waters. We are the ones concerned with your majesty's plans. Happy are they who celebrate your majesty, O great God. Happy are they who serve your temple continuously. We are the ones who celebrate. We are the ones who elevate your power. We are the ones who exalt your grandeur. We are the ones whose hearts are filled by you. We are the ones who go on your path. The ones that came on your waters. We are the ones concerned with your majesty's plans. The Kemet ones. Again, we're here on this day, November 14th, to celebrate the time when Aset rejoiced upon finding the body of Asar. And that also is the time when we immortal beings trapped in these physical bodies, light beings entrapped in watery encasements, when we forget our divine self, we forget who we are, we get spiritual amnesia. When Set takes the helm of the boat, when Set is steering the boat instead of Heru at the helm and Set at the bow, these are times when we have to use our intuition to put the pieces of our soul back together so we can remember who we are and continue our life in eternity and live out our life the rest of our days as if we are already in eternity, so that when our body dies, it's a smooth transition. Okay, so that's what I had for you tonight. Thank you for joining me. And our next episode is November 30th, when we again observe the time when the Jed Pillar of Asar with readings from the Asarian Resurrection. And then after that, I'll be posting the calendar for December. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. And I will see you in a few weeks. Dua Hotep. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, looks like there was somebody here.